Russell Hobby, the General Secretary of the National Association of Head Teachers, said that the kind of learning that could take place on smartphones was not all that exciting. So I was quite cross about that. The other thing.
See him soon, John.
Well, yeah, tell him I was cross. The other thing that made me cross was the tweet last night that told me that Michael Gove was opening the Bet Show. That has to be a wind-up, doesn't it? He won't turn on. There has to be a wind-up. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the Blackpool Monopoly Challenge. It was a conference on Monday this week in which I went for a walk with a bunch of teachers from Blackpool. But prior to that, we had this the Blackpool Grand Theatre, full of Blackpool teachers. And there was one of these motivational guys doing a big talk. So you've got to practice this, so I'm going to record you in a minute. So what you've got to do is you've got to put your cakes down. You've got to do, I am amazing. So practice that please. Ready on 3. 1, 2, 3. I am amazing. Brilliant. Right, so think about what you can do with mobile phones nowadays is quite amazing. I'm using an app called iPadio. And iPadio is a fantastic app because what it does is records audio and you link it to your blog. So I click record and publish, record something and then click publish and it instantly goes on your blog. You don't have to log into the blog or do any embedding or anything fancy, it just does it straight away. So when you think about those interesting learning conversations that are going on in your classroom, and you want to capture that moment, you just capture it and publish it there and then. You know, a 3-year-old could do it quite literally. So it's that simple. So I'm just going to click record and publish, and then I'm just going to press record. It's going to go beep, 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 and then I want you to do I am amazing. 3, 2, 1, go.
I am amazing!
You were much better first time round. I'm just going to play that, make sure it did record. Because I just realised I had my phone on mute. So I might have to get you to do it again. So hold on a second. Total silence. You're going to have to do it again. Sorry guys. That's because my phone's on mute. So try again.
I am amazing!
Thank you very much, much better. Right, so press upload, and that will upload, and hopefully by the time I finish talking, I'll refresh the screen. It will have, as long as the wireless works, which it wasn't doing properly with before, we should be okay. So, Monopoly Challenge. Okay, this is sort of blogging, but it's blogging on the go. So we've been there's on this post, it's the monopoly.creativeblog.net. There's a list of all the stuff that we used for the challenge. Now, one of the best bits of kit that I've discovered in recent weeks is one of these. Okay, I notice it's just it's a Wi-Fi. It's called MiFi. It's a portable wireless hotspot. Okay, so if you've got a bunch of iPads or iPods in your classroom that are just normal wireless, they don't have 3G because you don't want to pay for a phone contract, this thing provides you with a wireless hotspot wherever you go. Okay, so when you're on the bus on your next school trip, you have this running at the back, you've got a wireless network on the bus. Or you're on, on a trip, on a residential, you have it in your pocket, you've got a wireless network. It sounded like a large bird of prey outside. That's quite weird. You've got a wireless network wherever you go, and it will connect up to 5 devices. So it's a fantastic bit of kit. Costs about 85 quid, and then it's pay as you go thereafter for the data. You can get it for less if you want to buy a contract. But it's a brilliant device. You've got a few iPod touches or a few iPads in school. It just turns them into mobile devices that you can blog from or wherever you go. So that's a fantastic, fantastic tool. As we walked around the town, we were using Twitter, and we were uploading photos to the blog as we went, and we can see we use the hashtag so that people collect all their tweets together, BM Challenge tweets. But we also were using an app called Flickit, which is something I've just started using. It's really, really quite neat. At the bottom here, you've got a photo gallery, and the Flickit app, again, allows you to take a picture. Now, it didn't actually upload, the wireless wouldn't let it, but I'll just try. So everybody wave. That's Teachmeet Bolton. And so I take the picture, I click use, and do this processing bit, and I just click upload, and it uploads it. Now the thing is, it does it instantly, and it instantly appears on the blog, well instantly, as long as it takes to upload. Without you having to go into the blog, log in, post anything, or anything like that. It just does it on the fly. And again, hopefully if it loads up, I'll show you at the end. So that would be fantastic. And I don't know if David's going to show you his well done blog at any point. And another way of just, you're around school, child shows you a good piece of work, take a photo of it, instantly on the school's website. Instantly. Fantastic for parental engagement. Again, out on a school trip, on a residential, taking photos as you go. You don't have to worry about going back to school, uploading or anything. It does it straight from your phone as you go. So, still uploading, I'm not sure. Let's just see if the... So, mobile devices and blogs. I think within 5 years that PCs are going to be, it's all going to be tablets, mobile devices. We're all going to be blogging on the go. Have a look at the Blackpool Monopoly Challenge website. Just a bunch of teachers having some hijinks. Started raining and we very, very quickly ended up inevitably in a coffee shop. So there you go. That's the Blackpool Monopoly Challenge. Let's just refresh the page, see if it doesn't control. There we go. There it is. Look, for phonecast straight on there. So see what you lot sound like. Don't we just love it when technology?
Thank you very much.
That is amazing. It really is. But you know what to do? If you've thought of a way that you might use either iPadio or iFlickit, bung it out on the
Julian would serve me.
Julian. Yes. He's called Ideas Factory on Twitter, and there's a reason for that you're about to find out.
Smoke like a chimney. Hi everybody, I don't know if people saw the, sorry I'm Julian by the way, assistant head teacher at school in Sheffield, also known as Ideas Factory. Not to be outdone by Deputy Mitchell here about bringing in parkour, but I got in contact with my mate Barack Obama, and as you can see, I had a text message conversation with him about it, and he was supposed to be coming, and then at the last minute, I can't believe it, he sent me a tweet yesterday. My God, sorry I couldn't make it. He's got stuff on it, and he actually said, who's this Deputy Mitchell guy anyway? Bo, that's why he stands after me anyway. But actually, in actual fact, I've got a business to make here. My presentation is going to be about using generators to inspire learning. Generators are web-based tools that you can input very little and produce quite a lot, and they can be an amazing learning tool. That is done by a generator that basically generates whatever text you want on the poster. So, anyway, the real Pike Orbit got in contact with me and he said, "Yo, Ideas Factory bro, what's happening? What's the boss that Deputy Mitchell is present with tonight? Keep it real. Speaking Queen's England." And that is the real Pike Orbit. Not the one who says he's on a train. No. That is what I use basically. Well, that's a generator. It generates a fake Twitter account called Twister. Classtools.net. By the way, don't write anything down. At the end of the presentation, I've got a link that links to all the things that you're going to be seeing. And basically, that's the thing you need to write down at the end. Anyway, that's classtools.net. Okay, this is the Amberwed story machine. It's a crazy story machine. Now, a lot of the things I do are through trying to improve writing. Kids that don't like writing and don't, come on, let's, right, I've done all this fantastic stuff. You're going to do a whole page of writing now, and you get kids stood there, oh my God, I've got to write something. Well, the generators takes kind of the pain out of it. You give them a starter, and they input very little. So basically here, a verb, a name, a room, an adjective, and the kids just write something down, and it produces this. This is kind of like a starter, so the starter's already there. I'm not going to read it. That's what it produces, a piece of text the kids can continue. So they've made that themselves, even though the computer's actually made it. They've made that themselves, and then they can just carry it on or do whatever with it. So that's one idea. This one is a fairy tale generator. This does exactly the same thing. All you do is that you click a few of these things. Propian is a kind of a theory of fairy tales, just in case you're wondering, and it produces something like this. So this again is a fantastic thing. If you're doing fairy tales in primary schools, it just produces a fairy tale. If you're doing myths and legends, all that sort of stuff, produces something really, really good for kids who don't like writing. I found something out. This is a fantastic one. This is on the British Council website. It's called Story Maker. This will make a sci-fi story, a horror story. I think it's a legend as well. Basically what happens then is it produces something like this. So it actually looks like a book. And it's a kind of, again, another starter. Science fiction, really difficult to comprehend. For some kids like Doctor Who, Star Trek, but they can't really comprehend how to write in that style. Really, really clever idea. Just generate something quickly. Scholastic have got a story starter as well. It's American, on the American side. But this one's kind of clever because it gives you lots of options. So what it does is it gives you lots of options. First of all, it gives you a starter. So this one, it just says, write a quick fairy tale about a stretchy snail who travels all over the world. And then what you can do then is you've got the option of choosing what kind of format you do it in. So you can write a postcard, newspaper, letter, or notebook. And then, so I chose, I think it was a letter. And then basically what happens is, that's the next stage on. So the kids actually write it, and the actual presentation is fantastic. It gives you things to draw as well. It's not just about typing and things like that, but it just looks fantastic, and you can print it off too. In terms of presentation, those kids who don't like handwriting or very poor handwriting, and that's stopping them from being good writers, immediately puts out of the water. They're typing it in. Fantastic. Right. Newspapers. There's two sites, these are two different sites that you just type something in and produce a headline from newspapers. There's one that's a true one, England Neil's Mitchell on TV again. But anyway, again, if you're doing newspapers, it's an immediate thing, the kids have actually produced it, you can base it on topics, all that sort of stuff. I'm going quickly because I want to talk about this one. The next couple of slides I'm going to show you is kind of like, I've done it in my class as a massive, massive project. It was all about writing, it was all about doing monsters, and the generators were the main reason why it kind of established the content for the kids, and the kids just ran with it. So basically, this site, all you do is you just click these things at the bottom here and you make your own monster. So the gigantic squawking sewer-dwelling Yeti. So immediately, the kids have got a title for their monster. And immediately, I mean, I don't know about you, in your heads, you are seeing this monster. And so, especially for kids, it's kind of like that visualization. They can draw a picture of it. They can write descriptions, character descriptions. They've got a setting because it's in a cellar, sewer even. And so immediately there you've got kind of like the foundations for a great monster story, because you're immediately establishing those crucial elements of story writing: character, setting, description. Okay, Then I've got this one is, I really love this one. This is called Giant Battle Monsters. And basically all you do is you write 2 names in there and you write down, you choose their kind of like strength, so what kind of special powers the monsters. And then what happens is that it generates a battle between them. But the fantastic thing is, the battle here it says, so it was Ideas Factory against Learning. And obviously, as you can see, learning wins, which is always a good thing, isn't it? Anyway, but as you can see, look, if you have a look, it's a giant lizard that fears nothing, has 4 extra limbs and carries a ray gun when attacking. So kids love this sort of thing. So look, you've got some maths in there as well. So you've got your maths, you know, like your top trumps. Can do top trumps. I did actually do top trumps cards for these. So the kids produced a lot, and then we made a big set of them, and then we went on to talk about, and they played them, and they talked about maths, and they talked about higher and lower abilities and things like that. Anyway, then it's Hero Machine. Now Hero Machine is basically, it just invents a hero, but the really fantastic thing about this is obviously you can choose lots and lots of different things, right down to the hair colour, skin colour, special powers, changing the name, what the colour is. And the thing is, you know, sometimes when if kids produce something and they've done it themselves, they find it much easier to write about it. You know, like if you go, right, we're doing heroes, let's do Spider-Man, and you stick Spider-Man on there, the kids have got no connection with it. The only connection they've got is that they really like Spider-Man because they've seen it on the television. Yeah, if you get the children to actually create their own superhero, and they're actually doing it themselves, the connection is there because it's their superhero, they've created it, they've named it, and then automatically they're thinking, right, well, my superhero can do this, it can fly, and then you're talking about all the superpowers they've got. Is it a good or evil superhero? All those sort of things. And basically, I did this, was like a 3-week project for me with superheroes. And we produced some amazing pieces of writing. Just based on something where the computer created. This is probably my favourite one to show you tonight. This is called Pokemon Fusion. Now, what this does is, it takes 2 existing Pokemon and then merges them together to produce a brand new, never been seen before Pokemon. So basically you've got Graveler and Psyduck, and they mix them together to produce Graveler. So basically what you can do again is creating that character. So basically you've got kind of like, you can create families of Pokemon. Now I don't know whether you know about I don't know whether you know about Pokemon, you collect Pokemon and then fight against somebody else. And so basically the kids can create their own Pokédeck, and they've got their own cards, and they can do their own things like that. And again, what you're doing is you're tapping into what the kids are into, and what they enjoy. And then, there's even one way, you type your own name in, and it produces your own Pokemon based on your name. Now, I can't believe that I'm called Starbar. But anyway, and this one's a bit dodgy though. As you can see, I shoot wind and I puke jet fuel. Maybe for the older ones in the group. Right, quickly, that's just an Atari game cover. So what I did was, we made our own games, a video game cover based on the things they did with the monsters. There's an online anagram maker if you want to do something. Anagram of David Mitchell, David Techno. How about printing name labels? Printing name labels. You've got name labels on your drawers for resources and for kids' names. Let's just do it on the computer. No, let's give them a Harry Potter one. Or let's give them a license plate number. Or let's give them a name that looks like Star Wars. No, let's give them Yahoo. No, let's make their name like Nintendo. Really good idea. Or instead of just producing our learning objectives...
You're terrible for this.
I know. Instead of just doing our learning objectives on the board, why don't we put our learning objective in a sign or on an iPad, an iPod. That's what it does. Just type it in and it generates a picture like that. And there's 1,000 online generators there. That's me finished. That's my friend. That's the link. Yeah, if you can tweet the link, that'd be great.
People tweet the link.
That's Jay, by the way, Energy. And that's my website. Thank you.
They don't call him Ideas Factory for nothing. I'm blown away. Did you get all that? If you didn't, all of that is in that link. I'm doing a presentation next week to literacy subject leaders. Can I have all of that, please, Julian? He's very kind, very kind. Brilliant stuff, absolutely marvellous, and it really will get the kids into it. Thank you. I think David's going to now.
No.
Oh,
Next one.
oh, okay.
All right.
David's going to now use the generator to come up with another presenter. Simon.
Simon Hutton, 7 minutes.
Right, okay. I thought I'd show you some ways to use a website called Edmodo. Okay? It's a free website that I found about 2 years ago, but I only really probably started using it earlier on this year. It's where sold for children is it looks like Facebook, but it's designed special. It's designed special for schools. Okay? So if I just log in.
Simon, have I left my car keys? So
Don't let him have
take the time off. Really sorry.
Stop the clock!
There you go.
Start the clock!
Okay, so as you can see, it looks very much like Facebook. You've got a profile picture, you've got a place to type messages. Now, when you're on it, you basically set up different groups for different classes in the school. So, to set up a group, all I do is I click the join button. Oh no, sorry, I click the create button, and I'll create a group. It is an American website, so quite a lot of the words on it are American phrases, but you just sort of get used to that. Okay, and once you create a group, it gives you a secret password. So when you ask your children to log into Edmodo and join, you give them that password so that only those children who've got the password can join your group. So if I want to send a message to that group of children, that class of children, all I do is to type it in and then send it to group. If I wanted to, I could attach a file, picture, or a Word document. I could attach a website address, or I could attach something from my library, which is basically an online storage place. When I click send, it goes straight onto the stream. You can see it's appeared straight away there. If you've got all your children logged in at once, they can all see it as well. And when they click reply, they can all reply to each other on that, underneath that post, and have a little online discussion. Now, as a teacher, what you can do is you can edit children's messages by pressing the pencil button, or you can delete children's messages if you think they're inappropriate. But obviously you teach more about the safety aspect of things before you let them onto it. As well as sending messages to the class, you can also send other things as well, such as online polls for them to do, and you can also set them quizzes, so multiple choice quizzes which automatically mark themselves, and you can also set them assignments, which are basically like tasks they can do online, and they submit it online, and you can give them a little mark. 3 ways that I've used Edmodo recently. Year 4, I was doing some work with them in literacy about describing settings. So we all loaded up Edmodo. They've been reading about the Bible, so I scanned in some pictures of different settings in the Bible and asked them all to reply with some adjectives describing that setting, and then they had to go at writing some sentences describing it based off the adjectives that collaboratively worked out together. Is that right? Polls. We're having a bit of a discussion at our school at the moment about school dinners, about ways to improve school dinners. So I put a poll on Edmodo about what people think of school dinners, I asked children to reply with ideas of ways we could improve school dinners. So one of the ideas that came up with was having more wraps at lunchtime and more sandwiches, which is something we're looking into doing. And then the other way of using it, which has been a real success, is every fortnight we put on Edmodo an assignment, which is basically just a simple writing exercise. So we put on one there about writing some sentences with 2 pairs of adjectives in. And children just come along and log into Edmodo and write up descriptions for the assignment. When I first started using Edmodo in the summer, we put an assignment on Friday. By the Monday morning, we had over 50 children who'd actually completed the assignment and of their own choosing at home, gone away and wrote a paragraph describing a setting or writing the opening to a story or something. So that's 3 quick ways that I've used Edmodo in the classroom. The other thing I want to show you is that I've made a group up on Edmodo called UK Edmodo, and I'll put the code for it on the wiki later on. If I just join that group, okay. I've put on Edmodo hundreds of resources linked to all different curriculum topics. So if you join the UK Edmodo group, I'll put the password on the wiki later. Click on Library at the top, and then go to folders that have been shared with you. I've basically gone through all the different topics. So, say history topics, say click on History Ancient Greece. It should, with a bit of luck, come up with a range of websites I found for the children to use about ancient Greece. Say go down to RE, click on RE Hinduism, and it comes up with a range of websites children could use to, if you're doing independent research about Hinduism. And they're all grouped in different categories and different folders, so it's easy for children to find and access. So I'll put the code for that on the wiki. Edmodo is completely free. It's, when you go to that library, it gives you an upload limit to upload files to your library of 100 megabytes per file, but there is no limit to how much storage space you have. I know websites like Dropbox limit you to either 2 gigabytes or I think it might go up to 8 gigabytes. On Edmodo there is absolutely no storage limit. You can upload as many files as you want to, and it's all completely free. So please, please, please join Edmodo. And if you have a look at my blog, simonhorton.co.uk, click on Edmodo at the side, and it's got lots of ideas about using Edmodo.
In case you don't know, Simon Horton is a living, breathing, walking, talking resource machine. He's only scratched the very tiniest millimetre from the veneer of the full oeuvre that the man is responsible for. You know the TES website? He's basically responsible for the resources. No, I'm exaggerating now, but loads of his work you will find there. You will also find he's made entire encyclopedia about history and so on. Is that his next presentation? You've got that to come. Amazing, thank you, Simon. And Edmodo, that's another thing. Try it out. Brilliant.
Right, I'm going to just jump in now. Technology's kind of working, but Mike Albert isn't, unfortunately. I've not heard from him in the last 2 hours. So if he might join us on here, he might not. But I'm going to talk to you for a little bit, 7 minutes, maybe just less than that, about a tool that I use a lot. I know Charisse, you use this as well, don't you? Okay, embarrassing. Cover it live. I've used this for nearly 2 years now, since the school closed in 2010, in January, when we had the snow closures. And basically it's a resource that's embeddable, can go inside a blog or a VLE, it's a window inside your area, and you can communicate with the children, share videos, audios, files and all kinds of things. And so you can basically run online lessons. And we started doing that in the evenings and things, but we kind of evolved when we I'll turn that off. Evolved when the children were going to do a presentation at BET, and they were worried about body language, about doing a presentation, and a friend on Twitter contacted someone else, a friend who was a kind of a media coach, who said they'd come online, using this, and go through with the children how to feel better about themselves when they're presenting. And so, whilst I've been sat there typing away, I've invited some of the Year 6s on this evening, and this is what they are. This is what you can see on the blog. I've shared a picture with them. We've been looking at a couple of pictures. You can upload there and just share them. The children then come on, they can respond, they can assess each other. Nabil there. You know Nabil, that is just typical, I think. But they will come on, great vocabulary, you can just encourage them and respond, the children respond to each other as well. And so you can share pictures. Now kind of just, that's the next one there, so we've got some more things coming up. And I've authorised these children so that only theirs appear live on there. Other people can try, but it won't appear unless I click there. And it's just been such a massive resource. We've had, obviously, Pi Corporate's done about 6 sessions with us now. And when I approach these people, I kind of do it, 5-10 minutes, we come online. They don't have to move from their office. They're quite keen to do it. And we've had a Sky News report, Sky News presenter. Pi Corporate's done quite a bit with us.
Kevin Davis, or do you come along?
Kevin Davis actually is a shame, he only came into school in person. We tried to get him online, but no, it's a shock. But everybody, well, 100% record so far. Everyone I've asked to do it has come on for free, and it's because they don't have to leave their office. And it's just been a great way of sharing writing and blending writing. And what's good about this is that it's there when it's finished. It's there as a bank, and children can go through. So the last session we did with Pi Corbett got through stacks and stacks of information with 15 children. Any more than 15, one adult gets too much to keep track of what's going on. But it was there, the activities that followed this at the end of the day, they went home, the children were tasked with going through and finding all the tips that Pi gave you and create a top 5 tip list for yourself. And so they did that. And then the next day...
Pi Corbett tweeted 40 seconds ago saying, "I am home."
Is it?
Yes.
Right. Okay, I'm going to have to use this one now. Hold on.
Just while you sort that out, because it's pregnant silence, David says he's staggered and surprised and pleased that these mega celebrities and interesting people and all the rest of it are so willing, that he's had a 100% record them coming and joining him with helping his children with their learning. That's not a surprise at all. It's because it's David Mitchell. BBC Television, David Mitchell. David Mitchell, the bloggers of Bolton, David Mitchell. I'm not surprised in the slightest. If Stephen Fry said to any of you, "Would you like to just come and help me out for 5 minutes on my TV show?" what would your answer be? Yes. Well, David Mitchell asks, what do they say? Yes.
Okay,
I'm not timing you either.
Well, I'll keep on talking. Hopefully, Pi will appear.
Do you want me to keep talking?
No, you're all right.
It's all right. It's quite right.
No, but I've been stunned by the people that come on and how easy it is as a teacher. It looks complicated. That's what I see as a teacher on there. Exactly what the children see in the middle. But around the sides of the media gallery, so you can upload, just like attaching images and things to an email, upload what you want, YouTube codes. On this side of the chat that's coming through, and you can authorise them in. And it is really, really simple. Now, I was going to stand and kind of go through how to use it, but just go on, coveritlive.com. There's a demo version on there that you can just play around with. Great for blogging whilst you're away. You can interact with other children who've not gone away or are not in the residential, in with parents. It's really, really simple, and it's, you know, there's no time limit to it. You just keep going. Oh, he's not on yet.
Do you know what? So we come back to pie. Would people be happy with that?
If I carry on doing a little bit, then I'll do another 2 minutes.
Pie as well as pasty then?
Is there pie as well as pasty?
All right, I'll come back to you.
All right.
All right. We'll get them all in.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right.
And it's Susan Sandwich. Sorry.
Oh, that's me. I'll just get another one. Diana Wyatt.
You've all gone very quiet. Well, are you ready to go straight off, Diana?
I'm from a school in Coverdale, so all of you Lancashire types probably don't know where Halifax is, but I come from near there. And I come from high school. I don't actually teach, so I'm glad there's a few other tech people here in the room as well. But I do the school's website and also VLE. And I've been interested in web tools for a very long time. And I've been following these good folks like David and Google and Simon and all these wonderful people who've been sharing ideas. One of the ones that I came across was this line whip. And we wanted to find a way to share some good practice ideas in school. And teachers wanted something that's fairly simple. They'd just be able to click on something and have a look at it, and click on something else. So we decided to try this, and I seem to like it. So I'll just show you what we've done. So when you can just set up your own username and password on this, and then you can create your own corkboard type of thing. I don't know why they call it Lino, but so anyway, one we've got here is I Teach Today's Bolton. So teachers from different departments and faculties contributed and just sent me emails with what they wanted to put on it. And so we're just able to put these on like sticky notes. And as an editor, you can unpin the notes, or you can pin them on. So these ones are actually pinned on, so when people go on it, they can't move things around. But you know, you can change things on them. On the links, this is the newspaper one that somebody else has just shown us. The website links will open up automatically, but if you have the downloads password protected, so I've had to give all teachers a generic username and password to use so they can download the resources that are on there. Probably ran out of time there. Yeah. Has anybody else seen this before? It's quite good fun. Okay. just put your own text in. Put more text in. Might be hell, but anyway. Okay. Struggling with this. Okay, I want to go over to this generate button here. Okay, as you can see it comes up there. What you've got, you can download it as an image, and the kids love this because they can create their own stuff on there and have it as an image to print out and take home. So I think that's where I'll leave it.
Thank you very much. I'm a massive fan of Lino. There's one or two like that. Wall Wisher is another one, and Primary Wall. The thing about Lino, I don't know if you know, Dinah, there's an iPhone app and possibly an Android app which allows you to take a photo and bung it straight up as like a sticky note straight onto the corkboard. So you can be sticking stickies on the go if you like. We've all done that thing on training courses and stuff where you have to fill in the post-it notes and then bung them up on the wall. Well, Lino is like that, but just a million times better in my opinion. Really nice presentation. Thank you, Dinah. How are we doing, David?
Okay, back on. I'll just finish off in a few minutes, really. Right, Pi's on there now. We just shared, that's the picture that's been shared, and he's... so I'll just let you kind of follow the screen for a bit, really. I'll just let Pi do the work. You can see how he's kind of approaching the children individually. Anything more than 15, like I said, gets quite complicated in, well, just too many children. When we had the snow closures, that's one of the sessions we had, I think, about 48 children on in one session. Some other staff came on, I remember, and helped out with that. And that was really kind of, you know, a powerful, I mean, the whole school thing. So the children from the year 1 and 2 right through to year 6, all doing something on there. And the other teachers were coming in and supporting the children there. I'll just kind of let you read it for a bit, just for a minute or so.
I think you have to read them out for the people that are watching remotely.
Right, let's see. Right, we've got Abigail's got a comment there. The grand vampire of the castle turned himself into the blackest of cats, enabling him to move through the village undetected. Very nice. That's Abigail, by the way, not her own blog, pink blog. That's Abigail. You'll know fairly well. Amber, as I looked in the mystical creatures, I thought I could see its soul. Okay? And now to see what Pi comes back. Pi says, Abigail, I like the idea, but strengthen the word move, maybe glide or slip. You know, he's doing this at a much higher level than I could with the children. And he pushes them on. Again, this is all there to keep. It's there to come back to. And the children, and I tell you, last year with year 6, months and months after, in the classroom, they were saying, yeah, but remember what Pi said. Pi said this. We've got to drip things in like Pi said. You know, and the quality of the conversations they're having. If I get time to do a little 2-minute presentation about audio boom, you'll hear some of the quality of the conversations that go on. Sparked from this. We've got Amber, good idea, but strengthen looked. Jake, its devious yellow eyes looked at its victim. The bee, I can now hear the rain in my house. That's the big one. Again, that's the big. A bit of scary stuff. To get past, I'm stronger. Pi gets it. The cats, which like eyes glared at me like I was for dinner. Okay, so you get what he's saying. You should see what Pi was addressed and turned around there. Nadeel's now mirroring kind of the commenting that Pi's doing. You know, I like that You got it from the Saints. Well, bonfire work, didn't you? It's good to make my words and say them up like that, you know. As you can see this conversation, and it's not just the fact that it's, yeah, it's my colour, but it's kind of like this. But there are newspaper reporters out there, local journalists, you've got people in your community, chairs of governors who might not do this. Anybody, artists in schools, anything you can do to work with these and to get them in and experiencing this. I've got to revise you. Nabil, it's good to remember. It's just said that. Harold, scary idea, strengthened moving. I saw the cat slithering by. You can see he's actually targeting this now. Picking words out and going there. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Interesting. If you're sat there thinking right now, it just looks too complicated, have a go. If you still think I can't have a go because it's too complicated, show someone in your school. There'll be somebody in your school that will have a go with this. Whether it's through a VLE. I don't know what to say to you. I'm going to let it ponder on that. I'll block it. I'm going to keep that going for a bit, so if you do get back, you want to look, if you just take a note of the blog, it's y62012.heathfieldcps.net. y62012.heathfieldcps.net. I'll put it on the Twitter stream. Go back and have a look at what happened and how I deal with the I'll be thinking, I've got all weekend to think about that, but anyway, I'm going to leave them to it. Thanks for listening.
To quote the immortal Nabil, take a chill pill, everybody. Mr. Mitchell will fix it. Was it Nabil who said that? Yeah. Mr. Mitchell's going to fix our second live hookup with Plymouth now. And I believe we might be in for a presentation from Oliver Quinlan, who is a lecturer at Plymouth University, but has been a primary teacher and incredibly influential to me and others through blogging and through Teachmeet and through sharing wonderful ideas around learning. So I can't wait to hear Oliver. Talk to each other until we get it set up. Okay, speak to each other. That's what it's set for.
Yeah, we've got video. Give them away. Hi, Bolton! Can you hear us, David?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, yes, Oliver.
Cool. Has anyone got things they want to ask? Or to say? I am amazing! Well, let me just see if I can share my screen. I was going to, here we go. I was going to show you something that we've been doing. And while I'm doing that, people think of something to ask or something to do. Can you see my screen now?
No.
You can't?
No.
Minimum, oh, okay. Now can you see my screen?
No.
Oh, this isn't going to work very well then. Did you see me?
No. You're frozen.
Okay, just give it a moment and see if my screen comes up for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah, integral. Here we go.
Yeah, maybe we leave Oliver on the Mac and see if we can get him sharing his screen whilst we have another presentation. What do you think?
Yeah, okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, we'll go on with another presentation, and I'll do this behind the scenes now with you, okay?
Okay, yeah, great.
It's cutting edge, Oliver. Things are bound to go wrong.
Of course.
Anyway, douze points so far.
Okay, so it hasn't let me remove everyone, so we might get some repeats on here.
Marie O'Sullivan, 7 minutes.
Well, someone else a chance. Can we get Pete up?
Yeah.
Pete Richardson, video press.
Okay. Just a second. Right, this is Pete Richardson. Can't be with us today since he's had to take his dog to the vet, unfortunately. But he produced a video of his presentation. It's all about using something called Zondel to support phonics in class. Now watch this, it's fantastic. So actually, just sit back and enjoy this one. Should work.
Using Zondel to support phonics. I'm not going to get very technical here. If you want to know how to set Zondel up, the ins and outs of all different menus and things, go to primarypete.net and there is a post on Zondel that will explain that for you. We're going to go straight into the Zondel Junior interface, specifically designed for primary school children. You can get to this interface through the main site. We're going to go straight there and they'll log in as a teacher. If you do log in as a teacher, it will stay logged in, so your children don't need to put in their usernames and passwords, so they can just click on their groups. And in year one, I managed to get mine trained so that within each group they can choose their group, choose their person, and then swap out to another group, so it maximises their time on the programme and it doesn't mean that you're taken away from anything else you're helping children to learn. So we're going to go in and we're going to choose a group and we're going to look at the sounds after we've chosen a child that they have been set. So we've got ear sounds, air sounds and ear sounds. So I'm going to click on one of the sets of sounds next to it and it will show you the words here that the children have in that set. You just click on the set and you get displayed a big list of all the games you can play. Now the great thing about Zondel is whatever you choose your content.
Just really sorry to pause, but somebody needs to leave and someone's blocked in on this side with the registration plates.
VWOT, O2, VCT.
Anyone there with that card?
It's still the one at the back there.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Or topic to be, you can play any of the games that you want. So if I wanted to play the Powerboat game with air sounds or ear sounds, I could do. So you can keep switching, mixing and matching. So really the great thing is the children never get bored of using it because they get so many choices. So I'm going to go for ear sounds and I'm going to go for donkey bar. I'll click this and and with Donkey Bomb you get a fantastic sinister voice as well, which is great. This asks me to spell the word near, so I'm going to put in N and ear. If I put or, then it will come out and it will make a sound. You can't hear that. If I keep making the incorrect choices, this is my third choice, it is actually going through and telling me the sounds that I'm up to and that I've already done. It needs a little bit of work on, but the great thing about Zondel is the people behind Zondel are absolutely fantastic. So here it gives me a big clue. If you still got it wrong after that, it would log it as an incorrect answer. So there we go, near. Near, and then it pops it together and says the word again as a whole word rather than individual sounds, and then you get to play the game. Oh, unless of course you miss the donkey, and then with next word is tears. I'll click on tear, here, and then I better make sure I get this right. I'm going to have to start this recording again. This is my 74th recording version of this. So let's see whether this is the one. Right. Oh, you are joking. Right, here, vanished on its own. Right. Right, let me pick a door, please. The right door would be nice. Let's pick it, come on. Yay, here we go. So, here's one of the games. This is where I'm just going to keep the bomb away from the donkeys. Most of the games only last a few seconds, even if you are as amazing as me. Oh yeah. Oh dear, I can see. And then you go back to the next question. You can click off it or press the close button, it will take you off it, and you could choose a different game to carry with the same sounds, or choose a different word. That's pretty much the main interface for the children. They would then go back and swap the player. I'm now going to log in as into the main site, so I can quickly show you how to set work and how you can use other people's work as well. So you can either find yours or other people's things through searching there, and on the bigger right-hand menu you can also go to your friends' work, the topics that they've created. Now I've created everything from phase 2 to phase 5 so far, which I've mentioned before, so you are more than welcome to use that by becoming a friend. As you can see, here are my friends, and then if you click on somebody else's topics, oh, they haven't got one, let's go back. If you click on somebody else's topic that does have some, then you can very easily, if you notice, oh look, you can play them just as they did. Click on them. You can see the questions by clicking just as you did before. And the only difference is you've got this big green plus button. If you click roll over it, then click the little blue dude, then you can set that topic and that content, those lists of questions for whichever groups you want to, just by clicking them and pressing close, and that will be set for them. And that is all there is to setting work from one of your friends. So yeah, so you can friend me, get all my topics, and then you've got the whole list of letters and sounds things. Or you can just search for them, which is almost as easy anyway. If you have your own, then you just click on your topics, and you can set them that way, just by going, my topics, and there you go, you've got those topics there. You can click on the little blue dude, and there you go, you can just set them just that easily. If you want to unset work, you can just go to my class, learner progress. If you've got more than one teacher, as we have, you can choose yourself from the list. And here we go. For the bees, those are the 3 sets of words that I've set at the moment. For the frogs, if I click onto frogs, here we go. You can see the year, air, and ear sound. So if I wanted to roll over there, click on the blue dude, and unset that from the frogs, there we go. That's all you have to do. So it's quite quick, quite straightforward to be able to set work and unset work, so you can keep it quite personalised. We've set it by groups in year 1, and that's working really well with a couple of individual children having their own individual logins for their SEN needs. That's really all there is to the actual interface of Zondel that you need to be able to set your children learning activities that will help them and support them either just as they're consolidating their phonics or one stage above to help them practice and develop their sounds. So if you wanted to get a friend such as myself to be able to help you, click on friends, and then under here you've got find friends on Zondel, click it, and if you put in primary P as a username without an underscore at the end, unlike on Twitter, it will then find that person, but we're not going to do that now because I am me and I can't friend myself, which would be insane. One thing that's worth mentioning is that the children absolutely love using Zondel. They can't get enough of it. They love the games, they quite enjoy doing the learning side of it, and whilst the learning side of it needs a couple of bits tweaked in it, the people at Zondel are fantastic at improving the actual platform itself. They really listen to feedback. So I would just go in, have a go with Zondel, and you will see an impact in your classroom, not in terms of enjoyment alone, but also in terms of their ability to retain phonics information. So thank you very much for listening. If you want to ask me any questions, my Twitter name is primaryp with an underscore at the end, and you can find out more on primaryp.net. Thanks a lot.
Yay! In some kind of really weird Doctor Who type way, right this second I'm reading a tweet from Pete, who's watching himself, talking about himself, and promoting himself on Twitter via a video thing. Oh, my head's exploding. Have we got Oliver?
I think we're just about time. Right. Hello.
Hello.
Right, we can see you. Do you want to go and try sharing your screen again?
Yeah. You go.
Yeah, we can see that now.
Okay. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right. I just wanted to share with you something that we've been doing at this university. Well, I say it's not so much the students driven. We've found out lots of people get really interested in blogging and Twitter this year, and I think this is something my colleague Peter poking, and then I've come along now do poking them to happen. So lots of people in blogging, and they've gone off and set up blogs. Now we set up some big institution platform. With that is they leave all that learning is because they do university blogs they've got. Said to them, well, set up your own blogs, and loads of that. People have been doing it for ages, some people started. So I set up this stuff here to pull together almost a blogs. So on Unique Primary Blogs, basically it's a WordPress site, pulled in people's RSS lists. They set up their blogs through a WordPress blogger, whatever they want to do. So they've got control of it, and they can just use the form here to get their blog added onto the system. And pulls them all together. It pulls them all together into the same place, and people can subscribe for what they want to get pushed out to our community primary Twitter, and they can find them. So hopefully that's going to pull together all the blogs that people are doing, and we'll have a look. Now, I don't want to have a look at these blogs because I want you to help us use them and help me do my job. I want you to check them out. This is really good stuff. We've got here is writing about VLEs, very contentious article about VLEs, VLEs, complete waste of a school budget. So, see what you think of that one. Not sure, this one's James Sadler. It's writing about psychology. Really, loads of.
The idea is, those student teachers are doing some wonderful blogging about their experience as they're learning to teach. Educators in the audience know that self-reflection is the key to good practice in education.
Sorry, it didn't happen there.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the voice was blocking out every like 3 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And the screen hasn't shared correctly either, so we couldn't see all of your screen. But we got the idea, kind of Douglas filled us in a little bit, so we're going to have to probably skip that bit because it just wasn't working properly.
Okay, cool. No problem. Well, just check out blogs.communityprimary.com and have a look at some of those blogs.
Will you tweet a link on the Twitter stream?
Yes, we'll do.
Brilliant, and we'll publicise that.
Okay.
And now we'll continue.
Still going.
Right. I felt really bad doing that.
I did. Just while David's doing that, the official finishing time is 8. Anyone who wants to go now, 8 o'clock, you're welcome, but we may overrun. It's looking like we've got a few more people to say that then.
David Mitchell, 2 men.
Oliver Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, this stream. No, I think this isn't being saved, is it, or archived?
It's being recorded.
Recorded.
Yeah.
Well, technically it's possible.
Right, we'll to the back. Right.
But take no more than 2 minutes.
No.
Get some people that haven't been.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, yeah, 4.
Ian Mills, 2 men.
We'll do see if anyone is not.
Anyone who's not been. Just get Pete Rafferty up. Just get Pete Rafferty up.
Pete then Andy. Alright.
And Jim. Yeah.
This is us. I teach at a primary school in the Gold called Green Park Primary School. We've been blogging now since May 2006. And John Sutton, who was here before presenting about Blackpool, introduced us. And that's his picture pinched from his blog. And it kind of like made me think, as I watched the development of blogs, sort of not only sort of in our local area, but in the country and internationally, as new blogs come online, and people and children get excited about them, that blogging goes back kind of like a bit of a long way. And our first blog post, I trawled through the archives and found our very first blog post, which I think, but in the end I didn't think it was because it had a picture in it. And our very first blog post was writing, and I can remember the day that we did it, because John Sutton had come down to school, he mentioned about blogging, I didn't have a clue what it was about. But we were being pushed by the local authorities to have our own school website, and we went along with John just for argument's sake in the end, and we wrote a piece about going to Chester Zoo with the Year 1 kids that I taught at the time, and we were ever so excited about it. The children were ever so excited about it because they went home, and the mums and dads were ever so excited about it because he had a picture of their children at Chester Zoo. It was fabulous, it was new. And we kind of like moved on. We used lots of tools over the years, and a huge amount of tools that sort of came and went and came back again, and we used them on our blogs. And our blog sort of developed where the teachers kind of like did less and less, and the children did kind of like more and more. And one of the things that yesterday afternoon, as my Year 4 class, which I teach now, were doing, they were doing their wider opportunities. They played the brass instruments, so there was a mixture of trombones, trumpets and baritones, and there they were playing away. And I realised that I'd put my name down for this, but I hadn't done anything. So I quickly went upstairs to where our Year 5, last year's Year 4, who were great at doing lots and lots of different kinds of things. And one of the things that they did last year we got into was Google Apps. And so I asked them, there should be one there, there should be something there. It's Lily's presentation. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So I went upstairs and asked Year 5 if they didn't mind doing a presentation for me. Well, there's a quad one, by the way, there. So I've just got to mention for you. Thank you. In that space there, that's Lily's presentation. I'm not quite sure why it's not there now. It doesn't matter. If you go home, look on Year 4's blog, Green Park School, you'll see Lily's presentation. Because in her presentation that she did for me, for this, last night, she writes about why blogging is so good for her class, and how she uses Google Apps as a collaborative tool for presentation work, for work in the classroom, for work at home. And it's a great presentation that she wrote. But I wanted you to understand a little bit about Lily. And one day last year when she was in year 4, she wasn't very well. And suddenly, just one other thing as well. The children from year 4, this is my blog, I do all this kind of stuff. There's also a blog that the children, it's a class blog, but the children have almost complete control over it, kind of thing. They write everything, they don't change any spellings, don't do any punctuation. And they put all kinds of stuff on it, all legitimate, never had to moderate a single thing, never had to change a single word, never had to delete an entry. They look after it, they take care of it as though it was a pet. And in our Year 4 Kids blog, which if you go down to the bottom there, you'll see Year 4 Kids blog, Lily was off one Monday morning, so she wrote me a note, or she wrote the class a note, and said, "Hi, it's Lily," which is quite amusing, Lily. "Hi, it's Lily. I hope you all had a good weekend. To excuse the spelling, so she probably was feeling a bit sick. Today I'm most likely not to be in. I am going to the doctor's because I have a terrible cough. It drives me bonkers. All night I'm coughing. I keep my mum and dad awake all night. As for James, little brother who's about 2 years old, I think he's a heavy sleeper." And I like the next bit. "I have been taking horrible cough medicine, but it's not working. I can't believe I had to take something so disgusting for nothing. I might see you all tomorrow, Lily. Kiss, 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 kiss. P.S. James is not well either. He's coming to the doctor's with me. James has got a cough, and every morning his eyes get stuffed. Bye." And that's Lily. Her presentation that she did on Google Apps is brilliant. It really is. And one thing that we did last year, we went to a Teachmeet in Blackpool, and the kids, I think Lily was there, yes, she was there, and they had worked together on a collaborative presentation that they went to Blackpool and presented to all the other children who were there. And Chris, your idea of digital leaders, these sort of kids here are just perfect for that. As soon as you started mentioning digital leaders, I borrowed that lady's pen over there, wrote it down there on the wrist, because it's such a fabulous idea. And the children who were in my year 5, kind of like in our year 5, last year's year 4, are kind of like perfect role models for digital leaders now. And I kind of like putting them in the direction of teachers who struggle a little bit with ICT and ideas like this. And if you get a chance, please have a look at it. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, sorry, Dougal. Yes, got one thing. You know you wore your t-shirts? Well, I keep going to different places. You know my Twitter account has got me in a little football kit. Yeah. I decided to wear mine tonight.
Scott's on. Looks just like you, by the way. I recognise you from your Twitter avatar, actually.
I've got my ball just outside.
Good man. Good man. These, by the way, we only decided a week ago, and there's a, I can't even remember the website. Get shirty or something like that. Wasn't that, but 5 minutes. 5 minutes to make one of these, and it arrived 6 days later. You can all get one. But you can't have biggest fan, because I'm his biggest fan. I might just pick people, because we've spent so much time doing this.
37 minutes.
Jim, come on, Jim.
Hello. I'm generally last of these things, so it's quite nice not to be. As Pete alluded to earlier, we had a Teachmeet in Blackpool, except it wasn't a Teachmeet, it was all kids. They did it, they presented, they did absolutely everything. And Peter Richardson, who you saw before, had year 1s using and adapting and playing with photo editing software, like Photoshop, year 1. And they said, we're going to make it like Mr. Richardson and turn it black and white so it was old. Which I thought was funny. He didn't, but that's, yeah. I was going to talk about 3 things I use in class, but having listened to everything that's been going on today, I went old school and wrote down the key themes, and I thought I'm going to talk about something I did which fits with this, that you might want to take off and do yourself. Because there's innovation here, children involved in learning, using technology for that reason. The big thing is sharing, communication, independence, collaboration and engagement. Those are what's come out of every presentation I've heard so far. So I want to talk about something I did last term, no, hold on, 2 terms ago, when my topic was death, which is great, right? Great topic, death. And I said, at the end of this topic, you can do whatever you like. You can do a project on absolutely anything you like. And I'm glad Oliver's here because I pitched the idea when he was in year 4. So it's based on something he did. And basically, if I just get...
Don't use this window.
No, I won't.
Go to New Towers.
I'll go to that one. So I was going to talk about that. That's really good, by the way. I'm going to talk about it. I did it, and it was a project day. And I said, you can do whatever you want, about whatever you want. The only thing I'm after is an end result. So we spent an hour a day for a week beforehand. I gave them a project book, which is on my blog. And if someone that knows my blog address would tweet it, I'd appreciate that.
What year group was it, Jim?
It was year 5. And it was all about independent learning. So I gave him a project book, and I said, as long as there is an end result, you can do whatever you like. Yeah, thank you for helping me spell my name. Like I said, I was in the lowest ability to do a presentation. Now,
his avatar looks like him as well.
I went down to bet, and people were going, oh, hello. That's true. It wasn't so sad. Now, independent learning. There's a presentation booklet on here. Steal it. It's a PDF. Use it yourselves because I gave it to the kids. And at the end of the year when we reviewed it, they all turned around and said it was the best day ever. And I had songs. A kid had just done his grade 2 piano, and he was really fired up. He brought in a certificate. So he wrote a song and presented it to the class at the end of the day. I recorded it on my phone. We uploaded it to the blog, so his grandparents could watch it in Scotland, listen to it in Scotland. A girl decided to write a song because she thinks she's Rihanna, which is great. She's not. But, you know, there were lots of key changes. And so she did that. This is like my lessons, completely off the cuff and very, very disorganised. But, where is it? Come on, independent learning, load up. There it is. And it was based on a conversation on EdChat, UK EdChat. But there we are, we've got a project book, and down here I've also, I think, put some photos of all the things I did. There's Joe at the front. You can see there, past my Febreze because we had some issues. He was doing his piano, and he got Bradley. Now this was brilliant, right? He baked cakes, and his rationale behind it was he liked cakes, so we wanted to bake, which is great. And I said, look, you can have me, but you block me in. And I put a sheet of paper up with time slots for me and my TA. And I said, if you want adult help, book it. And when I got there, Bradley sat down, and he's a rummer, this Bradley. I love him to bits. He's absolutely brilliant. He sat down and thought, how far into it am I going to need washing up done? And he told me this, and I'll have you at 9:50. And I said, look, if you tell me what to do, I'll do it. I'll be your lackey. If you want help, you plan it. Because you don't plan it, you're not getting it. And I sat there and put my feet on the desk at one point and said, not my problem, mate, you weren't organised. But at the end of the day, every single child brought their parents in, or if they're not, I had phone calls, phone calls at the office. Can you be here at 5:30? I'm stuck at work. My child is now having a go at me. So I did, I stayed, and the parents came in, so we had stop motion animation, they started to help each other, we had some art from an art attack book. He made a model of a windmill in the village, completely down to the door. Everything he's obsessed with music, but everything was perfect to the size of the door in relation to the windmill. And you've got all these things. Oh, yeah. Her dad's a builder, so she made him cut out loads of pieces of wood so she could make an Empire State Building. It didn't work, but she went outside and got a tan, pretty much. He wrote a book all about his pets and stop motion animation. They used my visualizer, kicked me off my desk, booked in 3 time slots because there were 3 of them, one after the other, so they knew they wouldn't be interrupted, which was annoying for me because my lunch was there and I couldn't get to it. And this type of project really inspired them. It really made them think about what they wanted to do, and it had come at the end of a topic where we'd done lots and lots of creative things, and it allowed them to follow through on something they wanted to do. So if I could say anything to you, it's these ideas that have come through from every presentation. The key one is independence, and fostering that independence. Give them an opportunity to show you how much they can do, because I was absolutely blown away by the quality of the stuff I got. I wasn't expecting it. So that's my off-the-cuff presentation. Thank you.
Child-centred learning. So does anyone work in early years? Anyone? You lucky people. Lucky people. Incredibly hard work that you get to do more of that kind of thing. We should all be doing that kind of thing. Look at how wonderful that is. Really good stuff, June. And I think it takes a little bit of bravery for someone in Key Stage 2 to do that sort of thing. Well, good on you. Nice one.
I think we're just going to pick some other way.
Yeah, who hasn't been that's names on the list? Come on.
I could just answer the link to mine and do that. Okay, in a minute.
You don't have to. We want it to be fair.
I'm Frances from Teachmeet, and I'd like to share with you again something that you might use in your own class that I was inspired to do by Teachmeet in Chorlton, and it's a collaboration of two ideas. I'll just get it all. Can't talk and type at the same time.
That's my job then. I do the talking whilst you're doing the typing. So what I like about this is someone who's been to a Teachmeet, seen two presentations, and has taken those and melded them into another new, unique idea. You're all going to do that on the back of tonight as well, aren't you? And present that at your next Teachmeet. It's all coming together now.
Lots. Is it?
No. Is it doing something? Lots. Need to speak to a technician about that. There's lots on the tab.
Is it me? You need to try that well, this very nice young gentleman's trying to get this up for me. I came to Teachmeet in Chorlton last year, and at the time, I was teaching Year 5, still teaching Year 5, had a lower set of very reluctant writers, extremely reluctant writers and low abilities, and I needed to inspire them. And there were two presentations at Teachmeet in Chorlton which I thought, which really sort of caught my eye. There was the gentleman that had put his daughter's homework on the internet, the estimation homework on the internet, and there was one of Julian's, which was your interactive book about the snail. That I really sort of inspired me. So I sort of went back and thought, well, perhaps I can appeal to my children and say to them that we will publish something online, if we wrote something online, make it into an interactive book and publish it online, which is exactly what we did. We wrote a report on Ashton Underline because that's what they knew about, and they chose the place that they wanted to write about. So one of them wrote about the police station because he likes the police cars, one of them wrote about the town hall, because that's where she went dancing. We then put it into a PDF. They all wrote it individually. They then used ICT to type it up and find pictures, and I ended up with 27 individual Word documents.
It's missing a here, which is facing.
Is it my typing? Sorry. And we then, thank you. We then used, if you've got Word 97, you can put it into a PDF document. And I then used Julian's programme, which really inspired me, which was the Ublisher, that she told me about, to put it into an interactive book. So that there is our interactive book. The only part I had to do was to put all the 27 Word documents into one Word document. And then it came up, and this is their work as an interactive book. So they all wrote a page of it really. On different things, as you can see. And we then put it back into, I put it onto Wikispaces. What I didn't then tell them was that I then put it on my Facebook page and my Twitter page and on the ICT Innovators group in Facebook. So they didn't know about that a little bit, but it didn't really, so they were absolutely thrilled, and it worked so well. And I think you can do this with so many other things, because we had then, I'm living proof that you can teach an old dog new tricks, really, I think, because I didn't know I could do this. I can't find all the sites now. But basically, we've had people We've had 4 people in America, we had people in Australia, Russia, France. I have no idea who these people were, but that was colleagues like yourselves who were posting it on to different people who then clicked on the links and things like that. And if I can get my flag counter up, you know, they were just absolutely, completely blown away by all these people. 2 different, mine is a bit bigger on that, I don't know, but it's just come on. We have had, as I say, we've had people from, as I say, all over the world. We're just absolutely thrilled with it. I think it would work really, really well. I wouldn't have done that if I'd not been to that Teachmeet, and it just was really inspired by it. I can see there's other things today as well that I'll go back and try. But that, I think, would work with quite a lot of things, really. So, that's how I
Throw the gauntlet down to you. If you haven't yet, present at your next Teachmeet. That's what you need to do. Take one of these ideas or 2 of these ideas and, like Francis, go away, try them out, and then tell us all about it in the next one. Who else is yet to present? Who's waiting?
I've got that to set myself solutions and how to do it.
Ideas Factory is about to tweet, or he will share, where he's got step-by-step instructions on how to do that thing that Francis has just shown you with the new publisher thing.
Hi, I'm not going to actually do all mine, but I'm Jane Fisher and I've actually come across the Yorkshire border into Lancashire tonight. I actually work at Hobingham Primary School in Leeds, and we're a 2-form entry primary school. 97% EAL, 32 languages. We've never hit floor targets, and we're classed as a challenging school. And I really wanted today to share with you the fact that our Key Stage 2 target, which we are going to make, is 72% in maths this year, and we are online for it, which is going from 42% 2 years ago to 72%. So I was going to share with you some of the stuff that we've done around maths to try and invigorate really the whole community into maths. But I've actually written it onto my blog, so I'm not actually going to go through it all because I did promise my husband that I would be back in the club in Leeds for 9:30. Because he really couldn't understand why on Friday night I had to go to Bolton and was a little bit suspicious. So it is all there on the blog, and it just really, again, what you've been saying about motivating and sort of trying to drive people, because what I actually did was I interviewed the Year 6 children and asked them why some children were making some progress and others weren't. And everyone I spoke to said, because some just aren't bothered. And that really got me here. How could you be like 11 and say, I'm not bothered? And I said to them, do you know you won't get a job in McDonald's without an O-level in maths? And they said, no. I said, well, that's true. And, is it, yes? And I said, yes, if 2 people go for a job and one's got a maths GCSE and one hasn't, who's going to get the job? Well, the one with the maths GCSE. And they said to me, well, next time you do a whole school assembly, you need to tell everybody if they don't work hard in maths, they won't be able to work in McDonald's. So, you know, it was like a revelation to them that they weren't going to get far without maths. So we've done all sorts of things. And one of the very quick things that I will share, but I'll let you read everything else, was how many people in primary school have got unicorn? We've got some unicorn people. Even better when your budget is cut is invisible unicorn. And I've got a whole box of it here. And anybody that works with unicorn, if I pass you 2 pieces of tape, you can even tell me which colour they are, can't you? And so that's a really good thing that we've done loads of. We've like trained them up in unicorn like when they're young, and then when they're struggling, just saying to them, do the invisible unicorn, and you can see them sitting there going, but it works, and it's all about visualising what you're doing. So I've just very quickly gone through some of the kinesthetic things. We've done X Factor, and every performance had to be a times table song. So there's links to different times table there. We've done dance, we've done the river dance, so that you do it in twos with the 2 times table. There's lots of links to art there. This morning we've been doing symmetrical lead cards, 3-dimensional models of mosques and things. Lots of different storybooks that I've used as into maths. And we do use mathletics at school now. We have a mathletics lunchtime club every lunchtime, every day after school, and breakfast clubs now, all supported by parents coming in. This morning, 8:30 on Friday morning, I do my parents' athletics class. I now have 20 parents signed up. Some of them working at year 2 level, but 1 or 2, like no jobs. I want to get my Maths GCSE, that I'm trying to get the parents to Maths GCSE. We have athletics celebrations every half term, and Lucas the Copcat from Leeds United comes because he loves maths too. And we've had like the Lord Mayor and Danny Medeiros, and like you were saying about, if you ask thou shalt receive, I just like send letters to all sorts of people. Please will you come to our athletic celebration? Yeah. And like you say, somebody will always say yes and not charge you. Normally Lucas the Copcat. That's okay. So that really, I'll let you read the rest of it, but athletics next week, it is the 4 Nations Fast Challenge, so if you don't do it, you can get in there for free for a little bit of time. Okay, that's mine.
I think we're drawing to a close, but David would like another 2 minutes of your time, and I don't think there's a person in the room, or in Plymouth, or in the world, that would begrudge David another 2 minutes. So.
Well,
it'd be all right.
Yeah, I'll work in the bill. I'm just going to share with you one tool I use it a lot at the minute. It's my favourite tool at the minute, and it's Audio Boo. And when I became acting head here, I was, personally for me, I was kind of, part of me was gutted that I was going to not have that contact in class with the children as much as I wanted. And so I wanted to keep logging with the children and keep that going. So I decided to do a well done log. And I promised myself more than anyone that I would log every single child that came to me with something good in school. And I kind of challenged the staff to send them down. And they do. But we're still maintaining that. And it's going really, really well. And just to very quickly go through, I mean, there are pages and pages and pages using apps that are so quick to get things up, because I don't have time to spend lots of time with the children. I need to get them in, congratulations, big them up, a sticker and something on the blog quickly. And, you know, just as much as I would do just congratulating them verbally. So there's a selection of apps on here that I use. One I'm going to talk about now is Audio Boo. Really, really simple. I use this in the class a lot, and it just records audio. Just like John was doing at iPadio, this is something slightly different. And if I just try and find... Right, so it's free. You sign up just with an email address, and there's an app for an iPhone or iPod Touch, Android app as well. And you can just record. And so when you find some children who are, you know, coming up with something really, really